Welcome to the Peew.
Peew.
And you're gonna say this time we're full of shit. Those two are full of shit.
We're gonna get potty mouth.
Potty mouth, yes. Ernie's got nothing but shit to talk about.
I've got shit on my mind. Fecal matter.
Fecal matter. Fecal life.
Fecal matters. I was showing Michael the spread in papermag.com on fecal matter, and which is fabulous. You should all go to papermag.com and check it out, because a lot of times I don't like their fashion spreads, but this one is so fun. And for those of you who do not know who fecal matter is, it's not just something you can find in any old toilet bowl. In fact, you've got to go all the way to Montreal to find them. They are based in Montreal. They are...
Now that's interesting.
They're designers.
Because we've always been saying that there's not a lot of cool things coming out of Canada.
That's not true.
There aren't a lot of cool things.
Lots of great musical acts come out of Canada.
Besides Peaches who?
Well, Arcade Fire.
Besides Arcade?
I believe Metric is from Canada. I believe Paramore is from Canada.
I believe. Well, for the most part, Canada is not like exploding with creativity. I'm not saying that just because I can't get into the country anymore.
I would disagree.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of explosive talent in Canada, and fecal matter is part of that.
And fecal matters.
So check out those looks. I love like the insane bald look with the makeup. It's just like everything about them is so fun. Crazy neck braces and mouthpieces. Michael's gagging. Photo spread. He can't handle it. He can't handle it.
Are they a DJ? Are they a DJ promo duo or an artistic duo, or all of the above? Or
they're designers.
They're designers. And do they promote?
But they DJ too, and in fact they DJ'd like a month and a half ago or 2 months ago at Suzanne Barsh's Play Now party at $3 Bill in Brooklyn.
And do they play? Do they do they promote parties?
I'm not sure, but they were the headliners that night at that party. Except, I would say though that fecal matter should be seen and not heard, because I thought they were terrible DJs. Like I didn't like their music, and they represented a trend that I find very disturbing right now in DJing in some nightclubs in New York, where the DJs are really into what they're playing, but then the dancers are not.
Yeah, that's not something new. That's not something new at all. That's something we have to deal with.
No, it's not new.
Yeah.
But it's resurging, because it kind of went away for a while, and now it's back.
I don't know, because of the mentality of the kind of mentality that goes into DJing, it's kind of a lot of DJs have a kind of God complex, because they are in control of so many people, and that kind of a person with that kind of something a job that job that has people in it that have that kind of mentality, you're going to find that kind of thing a lot, where they're into what they're doing and nobody else is.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the DJ. It's embarrassing for if it's your party, it's embarrassing for you.
Yeah, well, see, that's what happened with Fecal Matter. I felt that once they started playing, their music was so bad and not danceable that they just basically cleared out the dance floor.
What kind of music was it?
It was like almost like hardcore gabber, and which I kind of like that type of music, but it wasn't. But when you have a club filled with looks queens, they're not into techno or gabber or anything like hard and harsh, and that's what they were playing. So basically, they cleared the dance floor, with the exception of like the 20 people that were kind of hovering around the DJ booth, just like living for Fecal Matter.
And did they catch on and then change?
No, they didn't care. They just kept going with. I laughed. I ended up leaving the party.
I think that's
after they started playing.
That's rude to your host. You know?
Well, it's a good way to send everybody home, or to clear out the dance floor, and then.
Well, it's rude to your host if you're clearing their dance floor, and you know.
Well, you're not a real DJ then if you're clearing the dance floor, because the point of a DJ is to get people to dance. It's not to clear out the club.
Well, I agree, obviously, but I've seen it happen just too many times, and it's unfortunately something that comes with the territory sometimes. But they do.
But they looked fabulous while they were clearing out the club. They looked so good.
So you can see them in at papermag.com.
Yeah, I mean they're all over the internet.
Internet. What's the internet?
The gay internet.
Oh, I thought it would be the lesbian internet. You know what?
Or should I say the gayer internet?
The gayer internet. Internet. Internet.
So, check them out. We're going to take a break.
We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor. Welcome back to the Peew.
Welcome back to Peew.
Where Michael forgot to mention something very important.
Well, I hadn't forgotten. It was time for a commercial. So now I'm going to mention some of my new, because I know that a lot of viewers out there are saying, Michael, we don't know what to say anymore. We need more words. We don't have enough words in our vocabulary. Are they telling you that?
Yes. The first word is Patreon.
The first word is Patreon, and what does it mean?
It means a website that you should go to
if you want to keep the pew on the air.
It means save our lives.
Yes, save their lives. Because why? Why that?
Why should they?
No. Why do they need? Why do they need to? If they want, it's because it costs money to get
It costs money to get here. It costs money to get anywhere.
Gas.
We don't have money for equipment. We've been demonetized by YouTube, and frankly, we're considering just like moving our show from YouTube.
Yes, well,
to another venue.
There's no reason for it to stay on YouTube right now. It's kind of in a trend, and it's a trend. It's a trend show. It's in
transition.
Yeah.
Well, 2019 is my year of transition.
You're going to become
I'm going to become more fabulous by the end of the year.
Woman.
Well, I have already felt that I was a woman and a man at the same time.
That's a woman.
So that's not what I'm transitioning. It's not about gender.
What are you transitioning?
I'm transitioning to a higher plane.
Like 34,000 feet instead of 30 feet?
Yeah. I'm just, I'm evolving, I'm changing.
Well,
I retired from my journalism career, so now I'm just doing other things.
Well, when you retire, you're gonna really bank. You're gonna have really a bank, right?
I'm gonna have a bank.
You're gonna bank. You're gonna have bank. That means you're gonna have. It's a slang, street term.
Haven't I been having a bank?
No, having bank.
I'm gonna have to beg.
Having bank, not
having
having
bank. Oh, having bank.
Having bank.
I don't. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
I may squander it all foolishly during my transition.
Squander.
Then I'll be poor when I'm old.
So here's a word that probably a lot of viewers will understand. And certainly we do. Submerge. I'm going to tell you the word. You can tell me if you guess what it is.
Oh, okay.
Submergency.
That's when.
That's not sub. It's submergency.
Submergency?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you put too much detergent in the washing machine and it overflows into the whole house?
Like the Brady Bunch?
Oh, and other shows.
No, that's a good guess because a submergency is a sudden emergency, something that happens like all of a sudden. Like we should.
But don't all emergencies happen all of a sudden? I mean.
No. Sometimes they build slowly. This is a sudden emergency. Submergencies happen like suddenly.
Okay.
But now here's a good
Next
one.
word.
Mod confabulation.
Mod confabulation.
Mm-hmm.
That is when you take like a Rudy Gernreich dress mash it up with Betsy Johnson?
No, but again, I can kind of see that a little bit. My confabulation is communicating using fashionable of the moment words, like peachy keen would have been something. You know, that's not mod confabulation because that's something like from the 50s. So unless you brought it back in a retro thing, so it's using some of these words. It's using words of the moment, like in the 80s, extreme. Everything was extreme, or in the 70s, everything was groovy, you know, like that kind of thing. Maneuverizing.
Maneuverizing?
Mm-hmm. And sex association.
Well, maneuverizing is when you... Is that when you manipulate the Uber driver to the point that he gives you a free ride?
No, but again, you're close. It's utilizing Uber to manipulate people into paying for something. Like, for instance, if you have an Uber and you want something, let's say in your case you might want an 8-ball of cocaine.
Oh, okay.
So if you want
a likely scenario.
If you want an 8-ball of cocaine, you have Uber. You'll say, I'll get the Uber. I'll get the Uber and get the 8-ball. And I'll go and get you the 8-ball I'm sorry, if you get me the Uber, I'll go get the 8-ball and give it to you at cost since you got the Uber. So you're maneuverizing them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Okay.
And then sex association is the relationship between two friends like you who have never had sex, but who have had sex with many of the same people.
Oh.
So in other words, we've almost had sex.
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's interzonal comfort transitioning.
Interzonal comfort transitioning.
That's getting used to a new way of living after moving from a situation where you're being taken care of by a millionaire to another situation where you're being taken care of by another millionaire under different circumstances and following a different set of rules and tenets. It's like going from Rudolph to Peter Gation to Maurice Brahms or you know a different set of rules, really, but kind of being taken care of. Now this is something you're gonna really hit home. As sociopathing.
A sociopath. That's when you...
A sociopath. A sociopathing.
A sociopathing? That's when you hang out with sociopaths?
It's a sociopath associating with another sociopath.
Oh.
Yeah. Antagonize.
Antagonize?
To bother someone by incessantly tagging them on social media. Argle.
Is anyone bothered by that?
Well, some people might be. To argle is to bicker while tickling somebody.
That never happens.
Yes, it does. Oh, of course, you know what premature sandulation means. That was on another episode.
Premature sandulation.
We discussed that.
Did we?
Yes. That's when you're typing somebody a text and you accidentally press send before it's done.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Which happens all the time. And then there's post-fabio.
That only happens to me on my phone, not on...
Post-fabio ignoration.
Not on computers.
You remember post-fabio ignoration. And then the last one is tencyclomation.
Tencyclomation?
Mm-hmm.
That's when you put 10 exclamation marks at the end of your sentence?
No. The escalation of the intensification of every pendulum swing as pertaining to two opposite sides. Meaning, when if you're talking about like the pants, peg legs and bell bottoms. The next time they'll be tighter. The next time the bell bottom will be wider. And the next time they'll be even tighter, and then even wider. So as you go back and forth, that's tencyclomation.
There will be a quiz on this.
There'll be a quiz on this
show.
at the end of the show.
See you next time.
Bye.